The most powerful man in the world woke before the sun, alone, and reached not for a sword or a scroll of state, but for a private notebook. In it, he was not writing laws, he was not writing to history, he was writing to himself, reminders, corrections, instructions for how to be a person that day. He never meant for anyone to read a word of it. 1800 years later, it is one of the most read books on earth. By the end of this, you will know exactly what he wrote to himself before dawn, and how to use the same practice tomorrow. His name was Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, and the picture most people have of him is wrong. There was no marble palace, no calm. He wrote most of these private notes in a military tent on the frozen Danube frontier during years of war. A plague was moving through his empire, killing his soldiers and his citizens by the thousands. This was a man writing himself instructions for how to stay good and stay steady, while everything around him came apart. What he did each morning was not a trick, it was a sequence, and the first step is the one almost everyone skips. Hearing this once is interesting. Staying to the end is what turns it into something you actually do. We know how his morning began because he wrote it down, almost as a complaint. In the 5th book of his journal, he describes the exact moment we all know, the moment of not wanting to get up. And here is the surprising part. The most disciplined man in history struggled with it too. So he gave himself an argument. He wrote, "When you have trouble getting out of bed in the morning, tell yourself, I have to go to work, as a human being. What do I have to complain about if I'm going to do what I was born to do? Or was I created for this, to lie here under the blankets and stay warm?" Read that again, slowly. He is not shaming himself. He is reminding himself of purpose. The warm bed is comfort. The cold morning is the work he was made for. Every single day, he chose the work. Not because he felt like it, because he decided in advance that feeling like it was not the point. The practice for you is simple. Before your feet hit the floor, name the reason you are getting up, not the task, the reason. One sentence, said on purpose. That single sentence is the difference between a day that happens to you and a day you decide to meet. The second thing he did each morning is the most famous passage in the entire book. It opens the second chapter, and it is startling the first time you read it. He told himself, "The people I will meet today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." That sounds bleak. It is the opposite. He is not being a pessimist. He is doing something psychologists would not formally describe for almost 2,000 years. He is rehearsing the difficulty before it arrives, so it cannot ambush him. If you expect a smooth, easy day, full of agreeable people, then every rude driver, every cold email, every ungrateful coworker is a small shock that knocks you off balance. But if you have already calmly accounted for them at dawn, none of them can take your peace, because you were not counting on them not to be there. And he goes further. He reminds himself that these difficult people share the same nature he does. They act badly because they cannot tell good from bad, not because they are his enemies. So, he cannot be truly harmed by them, and he cannot hate them because they are made of the same stuff he is. The practice is to spend 30 seconds each morning picturing the friction you are likely to meet. The hard conversation, the person who gets under your skin, see it coming. Decide now, in the calm, who you want to be when it arrives. You are not darkening your morning. You are armoring it. If a 2,000-year-old morning practice is holding up this well, that is the kind of thing this channel exists to find and bring you. Subscribe so the next one reaches you. And if you want to actually build this, the simplest tool is a single notebook by your bed, the same instrument he used. The third part of his morning was perspective. Again and again in the journal he pulls the camera back. He reminds himself how brief a human life is. He writes almost bluntly that yesterday you were a little mucus, and tomorrow you will be ash. He pictures the whole sweep of time, the emperors who came before him, all dust now, the cities that rose and fell. This sounds morbid. For him it was the opposite of morbid. It was freedom. When you remember that your life is short and your worries are smaller than they feel, the thing crushing you this morning loses its grip. The angry message, the deadline, the fear, held against the size of a whole life, against the size of time itself, it shrinks back to its real size. He was running an empire through war and plague. If anyone had reason to feel that his problems were enormous, it was him, and his answer was to make them small again every morning, on purpose, by remembering how brief and shared and ordinary all human trouble really is. The practice is one question at dawn. In the whole span of my life, will this thing I am dreading still matter? Most of the time, the honest answer is no, and that answer hands the morning back to you. The fourth piece is the engine underneath all of Stoicism, and he returned to it constantly, the line between what is in your control and what is not. His morning sorting was ruthless, the weather not mine, other people's choices not mine, whether I am praised or blamed, not mine. What is left? My own judgment, my own effort, my own response. That, and only that, is mine. And he poured his entire attention into the part that was his, and let go of the rest. This is why he could stay calm while the empire shook. He was not pretending the war and the plague were not real. He was refusing to spend himself on the parts he could not move, so that he had everything left for the parts he could. Every unit of worry you spend on what you cannot control is a unit stolen from what you can. The practice is to draw the line before the day starts. Name one thing weighing on you that is genuinely outside your control, and set it down, out loud if you have to. Then name one thing inside your control, and give that your whole self. The morning is for deciding where your strength goes. Now, hold the whole picture. A man rises before dawn in a cold tent. He argues himself out of bed. He rehearses the difficult people he will face. He shrinks the day against the size of a life. He draws the line between what is his and what is not. And then he writes some of it down, in Greek, by lamplight, for no audience but himself. He did not write it to be wise in front of us. That is exactly why it lands. There is no performance in it. It is a real person, with real power and real fear, talking himself into being better, one cold morning at a time. Here is the part that should stop you. He almost certainly believed these notes would die with him. The empire he ran would fall. His own son, Commodus, would inherit the throne and squander it. By the measures Marcus could see, almost everything he built was temporary. And the one thing he thought was just for himself, the private morning notebook, is the thing that outlived all of it. The empire is gone. The notebook is on phones and nightstands all over the world. The lesson is quiet and large. The work you do on yourself in private with no audience may be the most lasting thing you ever do. And it is not only poetic. Modern psychology has quietly rediscovered most of what he was doing. Deciding in advance how you will respond to difficulty is a recognized technique for emotional regulation. Mentally rehearsing a stressful situation before it happens reduces how strongly it hits you when it does. Reframing the size and meaning of a problem changes how your stress response fires. He did not have the brain scans. He had the results. He found, by living it, what the research would later confirm. That is why this is not a history lesson. It is a working instrument tested for almost 2,000 years and now backed by the science he never got to see. So, tomorrow morning, before the phone, before the noise, try his sequence. Rise on purpose. Expect the difficulty. Shrink the day. Draw the line. 4 moves, a few quiet minutes, the same practice that steadied the most powerful man on earth while his world came apart. If this reached something in you, send it to one person who wakes up carrying a lot. Not for the channel, because it might steady their morning the way it steadied his. Come back tomorrow, same time, same quiet. There is more of this waiting.